In pharmaceutical industry, where a single product can change a life, a community, or the world, the correct manufacture of pharmaceutical products relies upon people. For this reason, there must be sufficient qualified personnel to carry out all the tasks which are the responsibility of the manufacturing factory. The pharmaceutical industry is built on a foundation of trust. Trust in the science, trust in the process, and ultimately, trust in the people who make it all happen. You are not just an employee, you are a guardian of public health. Every action you take, every procedure you follow, has a direct impact on patient safety. This video will explore the GMP requirements of personnel in pharmaceutical industry include role of personnel, organization chart, job description, training, personal hygiene, medical examination, and requirements of personnel flow. Let's dive in.
What are the GMP requirements of personnel in pharmaceutical industry? The pharmaceutical factory must have an organization chart in which the relationships between the departments clearly shown in the managerial hierarchy, particularly production, quality control, and where applicable quality assurance or quality unit in addition to the position of the qualified persons. Senior management has the ultimate responsibility to ensure an effective pharmaceutical quality system is in place to achieve the quality objectives, and that roles, responsibilities, and authorities are defined, communicated, and implemented throughout the organization. Senior management should appoint key management personnel including the head of production, the head of quality control, and the responsible for the release of products as qualified persons, designated for the purpose. Normally, key posts should be occupied by full-time personnel. The heads of production and quality control must be independent from each other.
Job description. A documented job description of each employee shall be available and approved by the employee along with the management. The typical job description must include the following: the detailed description of the responsibilities and tasks of the job within the organization. Accountability, taking ownership of your work and its outcomes. Training of personnel. Conformance of qualification and competency of new and existing personnel to fulfill their duties is important to avoid deviation or mistakes due to lack of knowledge. Competence is not assumed. It is built and certified through a robust training curriculum. The following are the common training programs in pharmaceutical factory. 1. GMP and GDP training, the bedrock of all training. Good manufacturing practices and good documentation practices are mandatory for all personnel. This is not a one-time event, but ongoing education. 2. SOP training. Before performing any GMP task, you must be trained on and demonstrate understanding of the relevant standard operating procedure. 3. On-job training is role-specific technical training. Deep dive into the specific equipment, processes, and analytical methods you will use. This is often hands-on and under supervision until proficiency is demonstrated. Personnel working in areas where contamination is a hazard, for example, clean areas or areas where highly active, toxic, infectious, or sensitive materials are handled, should be given specific training. 4. Continuous professional development. The science and regulations evolve, and so must we. Training on new technologies, regulatory updates, and advanced topics is a continuous cycle. 5. Health and safety training. Ensuring your own safety and the safety of your colleagues is always the first priority. This includes handling hazardous materials, ergonomics, and emergency procedures. Training systems shall be associated with evaluation strategy, along with criteria for passing the training requirements to confirm the personnel understand predefined goals of training. Remember, your training record is not only a key quality document, it is proof that you are qualified to perform your assigned duties. There should be system of the disqualification of personnel from working in or given unsupervised entry into clean rooms that is based on the ongoing assessment. Once disqualified, retraining and requalification should be completed before permitting the personnel to have any further involvement in their tasks. For operators entering Grade B clean rooms or performing intervention into Grade A, this requalification should include consideration of participation in a successful media fill/aseptic process simulation, APS. Personal hygiene. Detailed hygiene programs should be established and adapted to the different needs within the factory. They should include procedures relating to the health, hygiene practices, and clothing of personnel. These procedures should be understood and followed in a very strict way by every person whose duties take him into the production and control areas. Hygiene programs should be promoted by management and widely discussed during training sessions. Contamination control starts with you. You are the primary source of potential microbial and particulate contamination. Therefore, personal hygiene is your first and most important responsibility. Key rules: daily hygiene. Shower daily and maintain overall cleanliness. Hand washing. Wash hands thoroughly with antibacterial soap before entering production areas and after any activity that could contaminate them, using the restroom, eating, coughing. Illness. Report any infectious illnesses, cold, flu, stomach upset, or open wounds to your supervisor immediately. Do not enter controlled areas if you are a contamination risk. Personal items, jewelry, watches, makeup, and perfumes are prohibited as they can harbor microbes and shed particles. Food and drink. Strictly prohibited in production and lab areas. Consume them only in designated break areas.
Medical examination. All personnel should receive medical examination upon recruitment and frequent according to the criticality of work and work environment. To protect both personnel and products, medical examination is mandatory. This is not an invasion of privacy but a critical control measure. It ensures you are fit for duty and do not pose a health risk to the operation. It typically includes screening for infectious diseases, assessing general health, and ensuring you can safely perform your role, which may include specific vision tests or physical ability assessments. Periodic medicals may also be required to ensure ongoing fitness. This is a proactive measure, fundamental to commitment to quality and safety.
Personnel flow. Controlled environments are classified by the level of air purity, for example, grade A, B, C, D, where A is the most clean area and D is the least in addition to clean not classified, C and C. To protect these environments, personnel flow is strictly designed and must be followed without exception. Every person entering the manufacturing areas should wear protective garments appropriate to the operations to be carried out. The principle: move from less cleanliness areas to cleaner areas only after donning the appropriate protective clothing: gowns, coveralls, hairnets, beard covers, gloves, safety glasses. The process of gowning include the following steps. 1. Remove street clothes and personal items in the changing room. 2. Don basic company-issued garments. 3. Move through airlocks, which act as hygiene and pressure barriers. 4. Perform hand hygiene, sanitization. 5. Don area-specific gowning, for example, a full sterile suit for a grade B area. 6. Enter the controlled environment. Reverse the process when exiting. This disciplined flow minimizes the transfer of contaminants and is a visible sign of a quality culture. Wristwatches, makeup, jewelry, other personal items such as mobile phones and any other non-essential items should not be allowed in clean areas. Electronic devices used in clean rooms, for example mobile phones and tablets that are supplied by the manufacturing factory solely for use in the clean rooms, may be acceptable if suitably designed to permit cleaning and disinfection commensurate with the grade in which they are used. The personnel accessing grade A and B areas should be trained for aseptic gowning and aseptic behaviors. Compliance with aseptic gowning procedures should be confirmed by assessment and periodic reassessment at least annually, and should involve both visual and microbial assessment, using monitoring locations such as gloved fingers, forearms, chest and hood, face mask, forehead. The unsupervised access to the grade A and grade B areas where aseptic operations are or will be conducted should be restricted to appropriately qualified personnel who have passed the gowning assessment and have participated in a successful media fill, aseptic process simulation, APS. Visitors or untrained personnel should not be taken into the production and quality control areas until they should be given information in advance, particularly about personal hygiene, the prescribed protective clothing, and they should be closely supervised.
In summary, quality is never an accident. It is the result of high attention, sincere effort, intelligent direction, and skillful execution. Thanks for the personnel who are the heroes of pharmaceutical industry.
Subscribe, like, and drop comment for more technical topics in pharmaceutical industry.